So hi, I'm Bérénice Huquet. I'm working in EDF in research and development. I have been working on NILM for 2 years. And today I will try to explain the EDF position on NILM technologies. So I will begin by a brief overview of EDF Group. And after I will focus on the French smart metering background to understand better why we are more interested in some technologies than in others. And I will finish by an experiment we have in EDF. Yeah. So EDF is for Electricity of France. It's the leading electricity company in the world. It is a huge group, an integrated group, meaning that we deals with generation, transmission, distribution, supply, and we provide energy efficiency and consumption management services. So here we are going to talk only about the supply part. So you have to know that EDF is an international group. We are in 15 countries, but our strongest position is in France. We have 37 million customers with 30 million in France. So we have a really very huge position in France. And here are just some figures to explain that we are really a huge company. So now let's focus on the French background. Nowadays we have meters and we have consumption for each customer once or twice per year. But with the new Linky smart meter, which is now in deployment, the deployment began in December last year and it will end in 2021. So we can hope that in 2021 we will have 30 million smart meters installed. So it's really a massive installation. Thanks to this smart meter, we will have new available data. So we will have daily consumption the following day for all customers, and this one will be free. And after the Linky smart meter is able to produce 10 minutes index, and these data can be available under condition, meaning that it won't be free, but the supplier will have the possibility to have these data. So yes, EDF is interested in NILM technologies based on these type of data, daily data or 10 minutes data, but we all know that it's really difficult to do NILM technologies on these type of timestamps, because we can talk about big appliances like space heating or dishwasher, but even the dishwasher with 10 minutes data, it can be difficult. So we can go further. We will have 2 seconds data available. How is it possible? Is that the Linky smart meter is able to produce these data, apparent power at the 2 second level. It can produce this data, but after the question is, how do we collect this data? And it's possible with a local radio emitter, which is on the picture just over there. So any customer who has a smart meter is able to plug in this small equipment on this smart meter. And thanks to this equipment, which is quite cheap, we are able to collect all data from the smart meter. These data are called TIC data. We have data on the tariff option of the customers, for example. But regarding the NILM, the most important thing is that we will have instantaneous power and total consumption at 2 second level. So the question is okay, we will have 30 million Linky smart meters, and we will have the daily index and perhaps 10 minutes data, but will we have all these 2 seconds data, meaning this small equipment, local radio emitter, will be massively spread, yes or no? So the question is, yes, this is why this is really a huge opportunity for us to have all these data. And why it will be available is because now there is a new law in France, which is called the French Energy Transition Law. And with this law, all suppliers will have to provide to full poor clients, they will have to provide a mandatory real-time display with services, meaning that for all these clients, EDF will have to install well, the link is smart meter, but also this small equipment called local radio emitter, and we will have to provide a display, a real-time display with real-time services. And why do we need this aerial equipment? Is that it's mandatory to give to our customers real-time service. And with the daily consumption and 10 minutes data consumption, it's not real data because we will have this data 1 day ahead or 2 days ahead. So it's not real time. So the conclusion is, because of this law, we will have to give to all these full poor clients, which is around 3 million clients in France, so it's huge. We will have to install REL, so we will have 2 seconds data available. So for us, it's really a huge opportunity for NILM. We know that we will have this data, and now is what are we going to do with all of this? So the conclusion is, today, now we will have massive 2 seconds data thanks to Linky and local radio emitter. So EDF is mainly interested in NILM solutions who do not need any specific metering device, because we will have this local radio emitter, and we are interested in a NILM solution based on 2 seconds data, and it's 2 seconds, yeah, 2 seconds data. So that's for the future. For now, what do we have? The current solution is we only give to our client this annual pie to explain that we have some information on our client, meaning we have the list of his appliances, and we have general knowledge on the behavior of our client. So we can say, we know you are in this type of client, so you should have this type of consumption breakdown. But the client knows that it's not his own data. It's like an average behavior. So for the moment we have this service, but the question is, thanks to NILM, can we go further? So in the NILM technology, in the NILM community, when you look at all algorithms which are available, they answer all these questions. So perhaps we can say, is there a washing machine in this house? Yes or no? Did the washing machine was on during this day? Yes or no? Can we know exactly when the dryer was on during this day? Are we able to estimate the consumption of this appliance? And the aim of NILM is really to obtain the load curve of one appliance. So EDF could be interested by all this algorithm, but really the main thing is the algorithm which will be transformed in service is the one which will have a very good quality. Meaning for us, it is the most important thing is that the algorithm gives a good result. So if we, for example, we really need to avoid false positive, because if we give to our client a daily report and we say, today you have used your dishwasher, and the customer says it's not true, it's just horrible for us, because we need to keep the trust of our customers. So this is really, really important. And after, in general, whatever the algorithm which is used, we must be able to evaluate the results in certainty, to know if we are going to transform this algorithm into a service. This is really the basis for us. And from this is the last point is really more specific, is when we see algorithm, NILM algorithm, for us it's important to calculate all the metrics at the event basis, but also at the daily basis. So after, if we have algorithms which are good enough to be transformed into a service, we can think about different services. Here are only some examples. So we could use these algorithms in an energy saving incentive program. So the first level is just to say to the client what was his consumption per appliance. The main idea is to make the customer understand his consumption, and after we could imagine to challenge him on his own consumption. For example, if he wants to save money, we can say, okay, this week you have used 3 times your dishwasher. Try to do just 2 times last week, and after we should be able to check if he did it or not. We can imagine that after you have, if one day we will be able to have bill disaggregation per appliance, one bill per appliance. And after the last one, but it was already said by different vendors, is to detect failures, meaning your freezer broke down, so it's urgent to do something. Call your friend to go to your house before you lose all your food in your freezer, or failure prediction, so to give a warning to the clients. Your dishwasher seems to have problems, perhaps you need to change it. So, but we could think about other services, but I repeat, really the most important is that we need to be sure of the results of the algorithm. And I've listened to all vendors explaining their algorithm this morning and yesterday, and the problem is for us that you never give the quality of your algorithm. So even if we are interested by the service, we can't provide to our customer a service if we don't trust the service. This is really the problem. And this is just related topics with NILM. When we are going to provide a service to our customers, the most important thing is we want to keep the client confidence. That means that we don't want to say him things that are false. This is the basis. And also we do not want to threaten him with intrusive services, meaning that even if we are able to detect that his dishwasher was on during, for example, on Monday, we have to be sure that the client is really wants to have this information. This is also a problem. And after, we have to really pay attention to the legal background, the European legal background. And I'm really happy that this morning somebody talked about it, because here I do not develop a lot, but when we are providing a service, we have to think of all the legal problems. So where the data will be stored, is it in Europe, is it in US? So it can have a real impact. And after, what are we going to do with this data? Meaning for data protection in Europe, it's really a big problem. So now you know that EDF is interested by NIM technologies. So for us, it's also important to have our own expertise on this on these data and these technologies. So 10 years ago, EDF has already worked on NILM technologies, but more based on kilohertz data. And now with the smart meter Linky, we need to focus on 2 seconds data. So there is an experiment. We have around 30 accommodation which are houses and flats. They were installed from September 2015 to February 2016. We have between 5 to 12 submetered appliances per accommodation. But the appliances are not the same in all accommodation, but I've seen that in all data sets, it's the same thing. So we can hope that in mid-2017, we will have 30 houses during 1 year of reliable data. In this experiment, we have the total apparent power at the 2-second level, and we have all the submetered appliances with instantaneous intensity at 1 second. And the distinctive features of this data set is that we have French appliances, which are not the same in the US, and we have electric space heating. So it really changed the shape of the load curve. And it can, when you have a house with space heating, your algorithm may not work very well. So this is really a problem for us. So in conclusion, you really have to keep in mind that for us, with the smart meter Linky and the small equipment local radio emitter, we will have 2 seconds data, and we see it as a big opportunity. And after, the question is, it's an opportunity, but if we want to provide a service to our client, it must be a good one. It's a little bit difficult to understand what is a good one, but we won't take the risk to lose the confidence of our client. This is the main point. So thank you for your attention.